and I'm back, and today let me tell you a story about how I spent 50 freaking hours obsessively playing a game about a slugcat. So, Rain World is a 2D platformer survival game. You play as this adorable creature called a slugcat. Yes, obviously, what else would you call it? So, you're kinda close to the bottom of the food chain. Most things want to, and will eat you. Do not worry, you will die a lot. Rain World does have a reputation of being quite hard, I can confirm that, as I decided to play on easy mode, and it was still hard, like, get stuck in an area for multiple days, kinda hard. So, how did I get myself into this addicting mess? Well, I just randomly found it and got really interested. I learned a lot about it before I even considered buying and playing it. I knew basically all the lore and got obsessed with Rainworld animations and skits, and I still am. The community is so wholesome. And I also watched people play the game, different challenges and such. Buying the game wasn't really on my mind though, but the more I saw, the more I wanted to experience this rage-inducing game myself. I bought it, it's like 25 euros on Steam, worth it. Let me just say, it's so strange. The world, this ecosystem, it doesn't treat you like the main character because you aren't meant to be. All the creatures don't care who or what you are, most of them just wanna eat you. It's a unique feeling just being part of the ecosystem and never rising above it. Most games center around you, the human who is playing whatever character you're playing, but Rain World really humbles you, making you think like a prey animal. You begin to naturally choose not to engage in any conflict, if at all possible. You're fragile, and this world doesn't ever let you forget that. There's also the rain, a constant time limit, so you never get too comfortable. On the end of every cycle, a heavy rain comes, and if you don't find a shelter in time and eat enough food to hibernate, you're done for. It really feels like the whole world is against you, I guess because it is. And also, the controls are weird. You move with the arrows, fair enough, but you jump with Y, throw things with X, and pick and eat things with Shift? Like, what? I don't have that kind of hand coordination. It took me days to get used to this. Also, there are a few simple movement tricks that took me way too long to figure out, so I would constantly, for example, throw things because I didn't know how to properly place them on the ground. While running, I didn't realize you can press the up arrow to make the slugcat stand upward and thus run faster, so I just constantly did some kind of weird slug dance, jumping and trying to be faster. And also, maybe worst of all, in the first area, there was this jump, and I wasted more than 10 minutes trying to do it but couldn't because you need to leap, but I didn't know how to do that, even though it teaches you how in the freaking tutorial. And I remember thinking right after I did the leap in the tutorial section, yeah, I have no idea how I did this, that'll probably come back and bite me in the ass. Yeah, so yes, it did, and not only this time. All of this is so funny in hindsight though. Let's start with my actual playthrough. Yes, I chose easy mode because I don't have enough self-confidence to play on normal difficulty, and I was very much justified. The adorable slugcat I played is called Monk. I do want to show you the cutscene you get at the beginning of the game, but I'll speed it up a little. That's basically the story. Monk is trying to find their sibling, Survivor. So compared to Survivor, who is the normal game mode, gameplay-wise, Monk is stealthier, creatures are often less aggressive, have less frequent spawns, but one downside is he can breathe underwater for 0.1 seconds. Why does he drown so fast? Bruh, water sections sucked. Especially that one area with the leeches. Many monks have fallen to that stupid puddle. As I already said, the beginning was rough, really rough, but for some reason every time I died it just made me want to play more, so I did. A lot more. I spent almost 4 hours on it immediately after I purchased it. 4 hours in a row. That never happened to me before. Future Karina here, so I was originally gonna make this just one longer video, but things have changed. This is the most complex video I have ever made, and it's taking ages to edit, so this will instead be the first out of 2. Both should have around the same amount of content. So if you end up liking this one, I hope you'll check out the other one when it comes out. If it did already come out while you're watching this, there will be a link in the description. Anyways, back to the video. Also, I've decided I want to give a ranking for every area. This is kind of tough, and it'll probably change a lot after I play the game again, which I will surely do, maybe even on the channel. Would that be fun? Anyways, first area is the Outskirts. Very chill, liked it. I give it a cozy 7 out of 10. Reaching the next area was the actual problem though. I did figure it out eventually. And when I got to that shelter, it was just the best feeling. After hours of struggling, finally making progress, that is the addictive feeling of Rain World, especially when you make it just before the rain comes, your screen is shaking, you're panicking, and then you see that box. Oh, it's just so good. Isn't it funny that areas that end up being the most memorable and rewarding are the ones that make you rage or stress you out the most? I also started fighting things quite late in the game, but it's so rewarding when you win. Anyways, drainage system was next, and it was also rough. Probably due to my own lack of ability at the time. It would probably be more fun to play now that I can actually parkour properly. I guess I'd give it like a 6 out of 10. By the way, let me start a petition to remove the snails from the game. They suck. They aren't hostile, they aren't edible. They just exist to ruin your life with constant mild inconvenience. They have this defense mechanism feature thingy where they just pop all the time. If you get too close, they knock you out for a bit. And I know that doesn't sound too bad, but this has legitimately killed me a few times because it stuns you, and it also made me question my sanity on a few occasions. They exist solely to piss you off, so I guess they're doing their job right. Probably the worst creature in the game. Also, fun fact, I'm guessing thanks to easy difficulty, I never even once encountered a drop wig. I mean, I ain't complaining, those things are menaces. But the overall AI is crazy good in this game. They use this thing called procedural animation, and it basically means movements and actions of every creature are determined in real time, not predetermined. It's an impressively complex system. Their AI is constantly choosing what to do next based on the area they're in, creatures that are around, and the state they're in. It makes them feel like real animals because they're unpredictable. They can outsmart you, but they also make mistakes, just like you do. They might lunge at you and miss, they can fall off a cliff and die without you even interfering. Also, all these creatures keep moving and interacting even when you're not in the area. Sometimes you will enter a room and witness an all-out war happening. Those are always fun. Out of all the creatures, scavengers are probably my favorite because of the whole reputation system you have with them, and they just look so darn cool. There was a pretty purple one. It died. But I'll talk about them in just a second. Garbage waste was forgettable, to be honest. I guess the surface of it was kind of fun and, like, terrifying in the same time because of the vultures. It makes you feel so exposed, running in a straight line, knowing at any moment one of those birds might show up. Apart from that, the underground is just okay, except the leeches, they are a pain in the ass. I give it a forgettable 5 out of 10. I guess I did encounter my first scavenger toll there, that's cool. Basically, this is their territory, and if you want to pass through without pissing them off, you have to give them a pearl or other stuff they value. It's an interesting mechanic. Scavengers are so smart, and you can choose to be their friend, an ally, or an enemy. It all depends on how you act towards them. I didn't want to make any more enemies, so I tried to be nice. You increase your reputation by giving them stuff, or by fighting with them and saving them from enemies. I eventually got an achievement that said that they like me, so that's fun. It's nice to feel like somebody is like finally on your side. So I kept going and made it to Shoreline. This was a chill place. First time I was there was fun, pretty area, a few new creatures, but the second time around wasn't as interesting, so 5 out of 10. From Shoreline, you get to look to the moon. This little hologram thingy that's always following you, aka an overseer, was actually leading you there. The area passed through is small and just okay, but you get to visit Moon, so 6 out of 10 at least. Moon is a robot and you encounter the puppet in the puppet chamber, basically, but these are actually giant city-sized structures called Iterators. They were made by a now extinct human-like race long ago. This is the overall lore of the game. Moon doesn't tell you this, though. Well, she doesn't tell you anything because you can't understand her yet. You need the mark of communication for that, but Moon ain't in the best shape, so she can't give it to you. And so I set off to find a different Iterator called 5 Pebbles. They have weird names, I know. One is called No Significant Harassment. I love this game. As I said, I already know all the lore. But, you know, it was very nice to at least get to see. Anyways, that was pretty much it for part 1. I hope you enjoyed, and bye.